Okay. Hey guys, quick update video for you. Bobby and I and some of the guys have been working through a an outline for a video that we're about to create. Bobby and I are going to tackle that right after we're done with this. Wanted to give you guys a heads up though. The video that we're about to film, we expect to be pretty epic. uh, this is a brainchild of Bobby's that has has now had attention from a number of us behind the scenes to kind of turn it into what it's become. We're excited about it. Can't wait to release it to you guys. It's going to be a video that can be shared pretty freely. We're going to encourage you to share it. We think it'll be especially engaging and compelling and tempting for your friends, any friends that you have that have failed in the home business arena over the years. A lot of you guys seeing this video from us now are kind of part of our core group. And even some of those of you that aren't, I'm thinking about some certain people right now that I've known and we're kind of worked in the same vein with for a long time. And I think there's just a lot of us around the home-based business industry that we're just hurting. We just had our teeth kicked in a bunch of times. So anyway, it's gonna be, I think, really well received by that crowd. It should also be very well received by people who aren't bloody and broken, so to speak. People that have been thinking about, boy, it'd be nice if I could build up a part-time or full-time type income from home. Just don't know how to do it. Well, this will be good for you to share with pretty much anybody. We're designing this carefully so that we don't say Melaleuca in the video. As long as we keep that part of it clean, that allows you guys to share this more freely. So we're going to be careful about that. The position that's going to put us in is it'll need to be a 1-2 punch kind of a setup. So the first video they'll watch, we're going to ask them to go back to the person that sent them this video and ask to see the presentation. So be aware of that. Some of the things that we worked through, I want to turn this over to Bobby for a minute. And Bobby, can you talk us through some of the thinking, some of the thought process behind how do we scale this? What does some of that start to look like, you think, over the next few weeks?
Okay, so basically what we decided to do was open up the task system to you, everyone involved here, plus your enrollees, plus their enrollees, and their enrollees, and their enrollees, and so on. So we're opening it up to everyone so that we can grow a community of thousands of people that we can leverage for our mass traffic campaigns. And the way we're going to manage this, so you might be thinking, well, if you guys get 10,000 people in there, then how will that ever rotate around to me to get a lead? How will that ever scale out? So the way that we're going to handle this is we are going to give everyone 20 personal enrollees. Okay, let me reword that. We're not going to give you 20 personal enrollees. We're going to give you 20 leads that are people that want to enroll in Melaleuca. Let me say that so I don't get in trouble with compliance.
Right.
So you're going to get 20 leads that are people that have watched all the presentations. They know everything that's going on. They know Melaleuca. They're ready to sign up. They want to give you their sign-up information and everything. So we're going to give you 20 of those. You take those, put them into your back office, and try and get them all in. And, of course, you're going to call them to welcome them to Melaleuca and create that personal connection and so on. So once you get your 20, you're not going to have to worry about doing daily tasks anymore. You've graduated to the next stage of your business. It's now your goal to help your 20 personal enrollees, or if you have 30, 40, however many you personally bring in, it's your job to help them get to where you are. So help them get their 20 personal enrollees. And the reason it's 20 is that's the max that you need in the Melaleuca comp plan to maximize your residual income, to maximize the levels of generations that you benefit from. And that's also how we scale. So if we have 1,000 people that get their 20 signups, then they're no longer needing to get enrollments or leads. Sorry. So they're out of the rotator. So now that opens the door for all of the people that they brought in to get their 20, and so on and so on and so on. We have thought about the case, well, what if somebody ends up not signing up? Then, you'll be able to raise an issue with us, and we'll get it cleared up, and you'll get another one. So you don't have to worry about that. So you will get, your full 20 people.
Right. Can I put a big asterisk on everything you're saying here real quick?
Sure.
So this is the intent, what we're communicating with you guys right now at this early stage before we test any of this, specifically to Melaleuca. The big asterisk is we're all going like this. Please work, please work, please work, please work. We have every reason to believe that it will. This isn't, very unlike things we've succeeded with wildly in the past. So we have high personal expectations that this will take off and get a lot of traction, and that we'll have no problem taking care of everybody that's contributing as a part of that rotation of those leads. Have we talked to these guys about what a lead is? I can't remember.
I don't think so. You want to explain that?
Yeah, let me take a minute to explain that. So the process generally, and this right now it's ugly. There's a lot of placeholder stuff. It's just temporary. It's if you go look at Gazpo and you poke around, just understand that it's under construction, and some of the expert attention that is required has not been given to it yet. Okay, keep that in mind. But the process generally is targeted traffic comes to Gazpo. They're engaged with various types of content. If they choose then to step through into the funnel and watch the Melaleuca presentation, some of those, when they get to the end of the presentation, will be totally on board. They'll be seeing what Gary Miller pointed out to me just a minute ago. This is relevant, it's sustainable, it's sensible. And those are words that so often cannot be associated with, network marketing type businesses. So we think it'll be refreshing. We think it'll be inviting. We think it'll be a no-brainer for a lot of people. But let's just say a tiny, tiny fraction of a percent come through this funnel and drop out the bottom at the end of the presentation and get to this point where they're told to set up a shopping account with Melaleuca. All you need to do is give us your name, email, and phone number and hit submit. What happens when they do that, again, I'm roughly explaining this is about how it'll work. Whoever's next in rotation, let's say that you've been working diligently, performing the tasks in the background, and you're the one now that's next in the rotation, you'll get a text or an email notification, or maybe both.
Yeah, whatever you set up in your settings. Yep.
Yeah, so you'll get a notification saying Bill Smith just came through the funnel and would like to set up a shopping account. It is your responsibility. And this is what we're calling a lead, by the way. Okay, so Bill Smith or whoever has come through the funnel all the way through the whole process and come to the point to the end of the entire Melaleuca presentation I think everybody here has seen. And at that point, he either chooses to bail and not give us any information, or give us his information because he wants to set up a shopping account. At that moment, he hits submit. Whoever's next in rotation gets an alert. Congratulations, Bill Smith is ready to set up the shopping account. Here's what you need to do. And kind of the way we're positioning this to these strangers, we want to take them from the stranger zone, and we want to take them out of that as quickly as we can with some high touch, personal interaction. So we basically tell Bill at the end, one of our friends is going to help you get your account set up with Melaleuca. That's basically the wording at the end of the presentation. So you're a friend and you grab the phone, and I know some of you are maybe going, oh, you're groaning right now. But understand the process that Bill Smith has been through. He's seen everything. We're not asking you to sell anything to anybody. We're not asking you to convince anybody of anything. You're playing really mostly almost a customer service type role, but not even really that. Bill has already said, I'm in. Why can't I set up an account right now? Why are you guys making me wait? I want in. And then you call him and say, hey, Bill, and we'll flesh out the script and have this for you guys. But something like, hey, Bill, excited to see you ready to set up your shopping account with this great company. My family got set up. We just heard about this a couple weeks ago. We got our stuff about 10 days ago. We have Melaleuca stuff everywhere. It's awesome. I really love this and this. my two personal favorites are these things. But anyway, let me go ahead and get you plugged in here. I'm going to log in, get you set up. You're going to see an email from the company in just a minute. Let me get this done. You'll see the email, and you can get your account set up. If you have any questions or issues, connect with me. Let's connect on Facebook. I want to add you to our private Facebook group. A bunch of us hang out and talk about this stuff and all that. So basically, your role is to be friendly and help them get their account set up. Let them to stop waiting to get their account set up is basically the role. So we'll flesh that out. But that's what we're calling a lead. We will disperse up to 20 of those to you personally, as long as each actually enrolls. Until you have 20 personal enrollments, assuming you're contributing to the daily tasks and everything that needs to happen to make this machine crank. Once you get to 20, you enter this different stage in your business. And in this way, it allows us to scale. It allows us to think really, really big. We would love to, with your guys' help, to pull in thousands and thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people through this process. We don't know how much time it's going to take. It might take you a year to get your 20. It might take you a week. We don't know until we get this all up and running. We're just going to have to see how that stuff works out. But at the end of the day, the bottom line, like Gary said, this is sustainable, sensible. It's relevant. It's words like that. And I think you guys are seeing that. So there's lots of other opportunity in addition to this. And I'll say this, Bobby, and I can tell you have something else you want to say.
I'm just staring.
I can tell. I know these things. So if you can just take a step back for a second and go, okay, so Christian and Bobby are talking about all this tech. They're talking about the process, the leads, the work. That's cool. That sounds exciting. What we hope you can do is take everything we've talked about here and kind of put it over here and understand that Melaleuca makes sense anyway, regardless. If this project that we're passionate about and that a bunch of experts have come together behind the scenes to collaborate on and make sure that this does everything it should do, if it doesn't fly and blow us all away, then what? Well, you probably like the brand. We do. And I'm telling people anyway. And I think some of you guys have proven that you're going to make this go regardless. And we hope that that's your attitude. If you're looking at this as a business opportunity for yourself, embrace what we offer on the tech, participate. It's all free. We're never going to charge you guys for any of that stuff. Embrace it, run with it, do what you can with it. But understand that there's a world of opportunity with Melaleuca that has nothing to do with any of this tech. It's the simple things, like me telling my mom and my brother, because I care about them, because I know that they buy this stuff and that they probably like the brand. It's so basic. It's so simple. It really is easy to share, and I think natural for a lot of us to do that. So if you're game for that, I would invite you to do that. What were you wanting to say there earlier, Bobby?
I don't even remember. So basically, the process here, guys, will be you share this video that we're going to record, not this one, and then the person's going to come back to you. You're going to send them to the presentation that Christian did, or one of your presentations if you've recorded one, and then they're going to come back to you and say, yeah, that sounds awesome, let me in. And then you're going to send them the online enrollment the same way that you would sign up anyone else. So we'll be able to get you guys into the team site tomorrow or the next day, and you can start to see some of the pages that we're building out. Not all the functionalities there yet, but you'll be able to see what is it going to look like, and then from there, we'll just keep building it out. Did you want to talk at all about the timeline for when traffic's going to start and all that stuff?
Yeah. So just so you guys are generally aware, our intention is to release things as quickly as we can, but our target date is February 1st to turn this all on and have this start doing its thing and cranking out leads, rotating leads among the participants, you guys. In the meantime, so, what do we do between here and then? You'll see some things come across the Facebook group asking you to do certain things, notifying you that the team site is ready, asking you to go set up your account and, begin to plug in there. There'll be little things you guys can pitch in with as we get closer to February 1st. We plan on doing some internal testing prior to February 1st. So, as soon as we have news that's interesting, we'll of course share that with you guys. So between here and there, what I would do is decide what you're going to do with this. Is this, the crowd right now that we have, Bobby, I think a number of these guys are looking at this and they're kind of arm's length. I want to see this tech stuff actually perform before I'm going to open my mouth and say anything to anybody. And if that's you, because of previous history, we totally understand, no problem. Do what you got to do. Treat this how you want to treat it. We're not trying to pressure anybody here. It's clear that there are at least a handful of you that are thinking more like I am right now. Like, you can't. Good luck holding me back. I'm telling everybody. And some of you are making significant strides towards earning an iPad or a Surface Pro. Go do that, because the traffic and the tech and stuff is not going to help you with that this month. That'll kicks off next month. So if you're interested in qualifying, earning, a Kindle or an iPad mini or whatever other tech you're interested in that Melaleuca is offering as an incentive, take ownership of that right away and go start referring customers. If we can help you with that, let us know. If you sense any gap. Probably what's happening, if you're sensing any kind of gap, is you haven't watched the getting started content in Melaleuca at your Melaleuca login. And some of those basics. So if you haven't yet taken the time to really dig into what is behind the login at Melaleuca, do that. Watch the foundations video, watch that, the getting started content and videos, do some of that learn to earn, go earn some credit, some Melaleuca credit if you haven't done that yet. The more you get into that, the more you're going to see how substantial this is, how reasonable this is. And the more I think, you'll be willing and maybe even eager to start to spread the news.
Yeah, and if you are wanting to spread the news, this video that we're going to be recording for you will, I think, will pique the interest of anyone that you send it to. And you can really use that to make some strides this month and get people in before the massive traffic hits.
Yep.
So that way everyone's positioned good. So
I only have one other thing that I think, maybe a question that people have after they watch what we just went through. So let me put this to you and then have you answer it. So maybe especially people that have been close to us the last year or two hear this, wait a minute, you're opening the gates to everybody, so anybody can do this? I mean, it's cool that my enrollees can do it, but you're saying everybody can do it. How can something like that be sustained? We could have 5,000 people logging in to do tasks within just a few weeks, or some big number. So how do we deal with that? How does that help? How does that help me? If I'm a viewer watching this and I'm listening to this, why do I want 5,000 people next to me doing this with me?
Sure. So let's just take YouTube, for example. So with YouTube, we'll be able to target different sets of videos, different sets of keywords if we had 100 people commenting on our videos compared to 1,000 or 10,000. We'll be able to go after keywords that are 1 word, 2 word, 3 words that get hundreds of thousands of searches a month, compared to keywords that have 7, 8, 9 keywords in them, or words in the keyword that maybe get 100 searches a month. So it allows us to be a lot more effective with our time. Let's take Reddit, for example. We'll be able to get to the front page of Reddit a lot easier with more accounts compared to getting a couple hundred hits a day. We could get tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of hits from Reddit a day. I could just... What's that?
So as our army, so to speak, gets bigger, our ability to drive more traffic, corral more traffic, just gets bigger and bigger.
Right. And we don't have to worry about the rotator group getting bigger and bigger, because as we pump leads out the other end and people are getting their 20 personal enrollees set up, they don't need to worry about it anymore. They can still do tasks if they want to help the overall group, get done faster. But once you get your 20, you don't have to worry. So we're not talking about having to provide leads for 10,000 people every month, because throughout the month, we're going to be completing those people's 20, and then they're out of the rotator. And keep in mind, guys, if this works the way that we want it to, you've got 20 people under you, and then each of those 20 people is getting 20 people under them, and so on and so on and so on. It may not seem that exciting for you to get 20 people personally enrolled, but that still means that you could potentially have 100,000 people in your organization. Just because you have 20 to you doesn't mean that your organization size isn't going to be massive. So, by doing it this way, we can ensure that everyone's going to have massive growth under them.
Yep. People who participate will benefit as long as the tech works. And the big if right now, it all depends on us getting traction. There's a few things we know for sure. We know we can drive traffic. We know we can drive big traffic. In the past, we've been able to take traffic like this, run it through a funnel, and convert a percentage into buyers, enrollees. So none of these parts are things that we haven't done. And I don't think any of these parts, Bobby, are things we haven't done on a pretty big scale, right, time and time again.
Yep.
I think the only variable here, the only thing that's different is what we're aiming this all at. We're aiming this at Melaleuca, and that's something we've never done before.
Right.
It could take us a few weeks to get the messaging right, to get the conversion rate to be what it needs to be to support all this. It could take us longer, less time. We just don't know. That's where the variables are.
Right. We've got history promoting products that are thousands of dollars compared to a couple $100 too. So, everything is in our favor here. We just don't know for sure. That's why we're leaving these asterisks in place.
Right. Yep. Okay. Anything else?
I think I'm good. I think that's it.
Okay. About time. Jeez.
I know, right? That was supposed to be a 5-minute video, just so you guys know.
Yeah. Bobby ruined it. Okay. See you guys later.
See ya.